Tear for Life here, bringing us a brand new video, and hopefully I can get through this without coughing so much. I have tried recording this 5 times now, just trying to get back in the swing of recording now that I have more free time in the evenings, and my throat does not like me talking so much, which is apparently just a little too much. Anyway, so today we got the new ban list, and it goes into effect next week, and it's an interesting ban list. I wish it did more, which is weird because it's a big one. Like, genuinely speaking, I know this doesn't look that big with the bans, but once we get into the limits, which is the main thing where all the cards are, it's quite a bit. And at the same time, I don't think it's impactful enough. But I'll get into my full thoughts and everything after we go over it, just to kind of refresh you guys if you haven't seen it yet, or, well, if you have seen it, it's been a while, or if you haven't seen it yet, let me give you what the ban list is. So, first and foremost, we have K9 No Roy, Naturia Rosewip, and CXYZ Gimmick Puppet Fanatics Myanimelist. That's the rank-up version of the one that looks like the guy who played the deck in the anime. I forget his name. Quinto, something like that. Anyways, this card, the CXYZ Gimmick Puppet, was banned most likely because of the Mitsurugi FTK that was going around. I don't know how good it was. I've never seen anybody play it. I didn't even know this was a thing until I saw this banned. And I was like, why is this banned? And people were like, oh, it's because of Mitsurugi FTK. And it makes sense. As much as I like the aesthetic of Gimmick Puppets and really wish the deck was like something other than an FTK deck, which makes sense given its playstyle in the anime and everything, I can understand why they went that route with the deck being a burn deck. I just wish it did a little more. Myanimelist, unfortunately, getting banned. I think really puts the nail in the coffin on Gimmick Puppet in general. The deck just does not do anything other than trying to kill the opponent in one turn, so it has no real way of doing that now, probably. I don't know. Maybe somebody can figure it out. Last time we all thought the FTK was dead, people figured it out. And then, yeah, other decks started using it for evil. Anyways, Noroi is, why? Of all the cards that hit in Noroi, I get it. I don't like my hand getting looked at. I don't like that. At least Noroi, if my memory is correct, granted, it's been a minute since I've played with the card, and it's fallen off in most of, K9 builds from what I've seen. Most people only play one of it, if they play it at all. Some decks just straight up don't, because they need a better normal summon. So, if my memory is correct, I believe Noroi requires you can send one face-up K9 card you control to the graveyard to look at your opponent's hand. That's a pretty nasty cost, all things considered. But you can send stuff like a case for K9. I don't remember if it triggers the effect, and I mean, does it really matter at this point? Card's banned. But yeah, Noroi, depending on what deck you're going with, like pure K9, he's probably the best starter. In some other builds, I think the K9 trains, they played 3 of them, which really sucks, seeing that get hit and seeing another rogue deck lose its ability to play. Unless, well, K9 trains, I'm sure they'll figure something out. But anyways, Noroi probably should have gone at some point or another. I just don't think he's the first hit I would make on K9 at this point. I know they've been hit in the past. I just don't think he's the one that needed to get hit right now. Personally, I prefer Ripper, but I get it. And then you got Rosewip. Rosewip is a preemptive ban for Cool Tune. If you haven't been paying attention, Cool Tune was, and still is, projected to be the best deck going into the next format. And, yeah, Rosewip is one of the big reasons for that. The simple fact that your opponent is locked in only being able to use one spell trap a turn really, really hurts. Really hurts. Now, of course, you might be going, oh, well, okay, well, what if they negate it? I can still activate another one. Well, that's only if they negate the activation. If you negate the effect of the spell trap that you're trying to activate, well, you're out of luck. And guess what? The Cool Tune RS, I think it is. It's the one that can negate a face-up card on the opponent's field. Yeah, that negates the effects, not the activation. So you go and try to do Dark Roller No More. They can chain the trap and then chain the effect of the RS to negate the Dark Roller. I think they can do that. It's been a minute since I've read RS. I think it's just a quick effect. Negate anything by banishing a tuner. Kind of like Hot Air Dragon Archfiend. Abyss. But anyways, the big thing, though, is that there's a lot of cheeky ways with that, and if you did not have like forbidden droplets or something to just dump your hand and negate a bunch of stuff, well, you're just screwed, and the card was just stupid. It doesn't affect Naturia as an archetype at all, which is kind of funny. I mean, I guess it kind of does. The whole Naturia archetype is nothing but floodgates, and cards to get you to your floodgates. But I don't know many people who are playing or caring about Naturia enough. I do like to say, just like a Pokemon, there's always somebody out there who's got a favorite deck of whatever you're talking about. Like, I'm sure there's somebody out there who loves Gorgonic. Congratulations, I'm very happy for you. But most people don't care. And it sucks, because like I love Cubic, most people don't care about the deck. I love Dragoonity, most people don't care about the deck. So on and so forth. It does suck. It's just like, you know, this is not like they lost their one-card combo thing. I don't even think Naturia has a one-card combo. They still have Tree Limited, if I remember right. That card could come off to 3. But I digress. The limits are where the bulk of the cards are. So, oh boy, there's a lot to talk about here. So both Cupsy Yummy and Cupsy Yummy Way got limited. Cupsy Yummy was probably one of the best cards to limit in the deck, personally. Marshmallow is another card that should really get limited. Like, if I could switch Yummy Way for Marshmallow, perfect, great. That would be so much better, because Marshmallow is just as broken as Cupsy. It's just, he's not a starter, he's an extender. But, I digress. Cupsy Yummy is a good hit. I don't like Yummy. I think everybody's kind of tired of Yummy. It's way too splashable. Cupsy Yummy Way, everybody only played one of it. I guess now you're forced to let it get ripped from the extract thanks to Crackle, so you can't just play 2. I don't get this at all. But anyways, Fairy Tale Snow is a card that everybody kind of predicted would come back. There was that chance that it just wasn't going to come back, but it did. And it's good. It needed to. The Fairy Tale archetype is really interesting, has a lot of potential. I know it's showing some results, but not much in Japan, and maybe it could do something here as well. The fact that they did bring back Fairy Tale Snow is going to help it out a lot, because a lot of the Fairy Tale cards were made with snow in mind. Just like how a lot of Pendulum cards are made with Electromite in mind. And guess what's not on here still? I genuinely hate that we just are probably never going to see Electromite back, and you know, I really hate it with when one guy on the team just will not let something come back. I remember Bestiari being stuck at 1 forever when it had no business being stuck at 1. All because, what was his name? Kevin Tewart hated Gladiator Beast. I get the feeling it's the same thing with Electromite. Some people are saying it's somebody named Jerome. I don't know if he's gone on record saying he's the one who's keeping Electromite banned or something. So I'm not going to go throwing around an accusation without knowing, but it just drives me nuts. Why is Electromite still banned? We freaking just got another Pendulum archetype, and it... I can go on a rant for so long. Electromite could come back to 1, and it would do nothing to the format. Anyways, let's forgive some Pendulum decks a fighting chance to be even a rogue deck, but I digress. Let's see here. We got Branded Fusion being limited. That was predictable, honestly. It should have never came back to 3. But Konami wanted to push Branded, and now that they're done with Branded for now, it's back to 1, and I'm sure the next time that they give Branded a big push, they'll put it back to 3, only to limit it again. It's going to be one of those cards that's going to bounce back and forth, I'm sure. Metamorphosis is interesting. That's got some interesting applications. I've already seen some people talking about some different ways you can use it. Most notably, Kashtira going any level 7, but Kashtira predominantly to go into Last Warrior. Funny thing too is that people are talking about using that in Primite, so that after you do Lord Reload, which prevents you from activating monster effects, you then go use Metamorphosis, turn out Kashtira into, or any level 7, into Last Warrior, and then Last Warrior won't be able to nuke your board because you won't be able to activate his effect, which means then you can set Roar, you can do other stuff, and you can just be a jerk. Will that see play? Possibly, I don't know. Metamorphosis is a one of unsearchable card. I don't think it's going to be that big. Premature Burial. This is an interesting card as well. It's one of those cards that's either going to see no play or it's going to get abused in some way, shape, or form. Honestly, this is mainly probably for Doomsday, and that's pretty cool. If yeah, give Doomsday some more help here. The deck is not good, even with the new support, which is really sad. I'm not impressed with what Doomsday does. I'm sorry. Radiant Typhoon Chant, cool, I guess. I'd never cared much about Radiant Typhoon, but yeah, cool. Okay, hit Typhoon. Then we got Rahu Dracotail, which is one of 3 hits to Dracotail on here. 4 if you count the Branded Fusion. Rahu's is basically Branded Fusion Light, so yeah, it should go to 1 as well. That means both Dracotail spells are at 1 now, which is crazy. And then we got Synchro Overtake, which is another card that's at 1 now, and is another cool tune hit, and it doesn't do much other than make the deck slightly less consistent. If you don't know what Overtake does, you reveal a Synchro monster in your extra deck and summon or add to your hand one monster, one tuner that is mentioned on that card's summoning conditions, basically. So it's kind of like, if you think about it, it's like Fusion Deployment, but for Synchros. Actually, it's exactly like Fusion Deployment, but for Synchros. Card was intended for like Synchron and stuff, but yeah, this card, pretty good hit. That does, however, mean now all Cool Tune does is sub out 2 copies of that for a card called Duelist Genesis, which is this card here. If you have a tuner on your field or in your graveyard, add 1 Synchro spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. Then it also gives you other avenues, like there's a Synchro trap card. Let's see here. Wish I could just single out Synchro and name. There's a trap card that like bounces stuff for every Synchro you have. Just more, it gives the deck more options, which I don't think it really needed. But anyways, God, I cannot find this trap card. Where is it? Anyways, oh, there it is. Synchro Force Back. Yay, up to the target monsters in the field, up to the number of Synchro monsters, different names you control, return them to the hand. You can only activate 1 Synchro Force Back per turn. I mean, I don't know, maybe some people might consider playing it if they put in Duelist Genesis to replace the 2 Synchro Overtakes, so then they have more targets. There might be other better cards to go with too. That's just my first thought, because I've always liked Force Back. It's a pretty solid card. It reminds me of the Ritual Beast trap card that pops a bunch of stuff. And then finally, for the semi-limits, because there are no cards going to 3, we have Dracotail, Lucaeus, and Arthelion going to 2. These are the most non-hits ever, except for Lucaeus. That card needed to go to 2. Honestly, Fimena needs to go to 1, in my opinion. I would have preferred that. Fimena is, like, honestly the most broken card in the deck, in my opinion. I don't like turn 0 plays at all. I'm sorry. I don't. And especially turn 0 plays that interrupt and just counter your opponent from being able to play. Yeah, so that's what it is. The Arthelion hit is literally like, it just makes no sense. Why? Nobody played more than 2 Arthelion anyways, so I don't know. It would have made more sense to hit it to 1. Anyways, so what's up with this ban list? I think it's an okay enough ban list, but it's not quite there. I would have loved to have seen some more hits in general. I would have loved to have seen the Charmies all go to 1 or get banned. I do not like the Mold Charmies. I understand that there's a lot of people who love the Mold Charmies. I heavily disagree. I think they're just as bad as Max C, and I think they should go. Especially because they do the same thing as Max C at the end of the day. Oh, you're dropping it on me, and I don't have a way to stop you? Okay, I end my turn. Oh, you go and kill me. Cool, awesome, fun. I don't get to play. The amount of times where I'm put into the same position going first as I would be against it, I just don't like it. I get that we need more ways to make going second stronger. I don't think the Charmies are the way to go about it, and all it does is does the same thing as Max C. It's so funny that people want Ash banned to let the Charmies go off more. No, that is stupid. You ban Ash, you're going to open up all sorts of floodgates for everything else. On that note, I do think Drone Lockbird, there's an argument for it to go get banned and everything. That's a card probably should have been banned at some point or another, but it's also going to be one of the few cards keeping Cool Tune in check this format, so I don't know. And then you got freaking Dimensional Shifter, that Dimension Shifter. That card probably should have been banned. I don't know why it's not on here. Dimension Fissure. There's arguments about like Macrocosmos. I think Macrocosmos is a little too slow in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, but I digress. So yeah, people just hate floodgates in general these days, and yeah, they're annoying. But at least with like Fissure and Cosmos, they have counters. Like Dimension Shifter do not. I personally would have really liked Impulse to get banned. I do not like Impulse. That card is the fact you have a Solemn Judgment. Well, not Judgment, but Solemn Warning in hand that I cannot respond to unless I have a counter trap already set and ready to go. Really, really sucks. I hate Impulse. I do not understand the Malice hate at all. I'm a weird one. I've never had a problem with Malice, even at full power. It's never bothered me that much. I don't like. Is Malice really still getting that many results to where people wanted to be hit even harder? Like, I'm seeing people say, no. Not only should Rabbit go to 1, but Chessy Cat needs to go to 1 too, and Dormouse needs to get banned. Guys, the deck has been killed enough. Oh my god. People just are bloodthirsty. This deck is not tier limit. It is not that strong. But I don't know. I've been told I'm a stupid idiot, so, and who doesn't know what he's saying. But anyways, I feel like there should have been some more hits. I really feel like there should have been some more stuff coming off the ban list. Why is freaking Electromite still banned? Why is Miscellaneous Saurus still at 1? Why is I could go on and on and on. There's so many cards that could peel off, so many cards that should go on, and it's just aggravating that, well, oh yeah, I forgot even about Mitsurugi. That's one of my biggest complaints. Also, before I forget, I know hoping Impulse gets hit is a pipe dream right now because we don't even have the overframe over here. I get that, but a man can dream. Anyways, big thing, the Mitsurugi stuff has not been hit at all, and that is crazy to me. No ban of Habakiri, no limiting of prayers, no limiting of pre-prep, nothing. They did not touch Mitsurugi as a deck at all. Yeah, they banned the XYZ for the FTK, but you can still play full power, almost full power Mitsurugi. I've been playing Mitsurugi Archfiend. I've been meaning to do a deck profile of it. I'm going to do one hopefully this week after I test out the new support. For Archfiend from the new set, and that deck feels so good, and the Mitsurugi stuff is just too broken. It needs to go. Habakiri ban, prayers to 1, pre-prep to 1. I don't care what they do at this point. Habakiri getting banned is the main thing I want because that's the least collateral damage. I really don't want pre-prep getting banned. I don't want every other ritual deck to be made unplayable because of it. Yes, I know we're getting another preparation soon anyways, but still, I don't want other... I don't like when one deck causes so many other decks to get hurt. It just drives me up the wall that they refuse to acknowledge Mitsurugi as a problem. And as long as Habakiri is legal, people are going to try to find ways to play the Mitsurugi slop in any deck that they want that can afford it. It would not surprise me if somebody like made Cool 2 Mitsurugi work somehow. It would not. Like, granted, thanks to Arclight being banned, that's not a thing. But could you imagine if Arclight was not banned? Oh my goodness. I digress. That's everything. Little short thing here. For those who are interested in my channel, I am going to be really actively trying to put out 2 to 3 videos a week from now on. That's my goal. I'm starting at 2. I don't think I'll ever get back to daily uploads like I used to back in like high school and college. That's just not a thing. I was not planning on making this video actually today. I was going to make a video on a new Destiny Hero support, but you know what? Banlist is kind of more important, so we'll go over the new Destiny Hero stuff another day. Probably, I think, Wednesday-ish, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, guys, rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of the new ban list down below, and see y'all later. Peace out. Goodbye. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider rating, commenting, and subscribing. Sharing the video helps as well. If you especially really like it, please do consider being a channel member. Every little bit helps out. And hey, also why not check me out on my other social media pages. Thank you, and have a great day.